Hey, space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of Starfleet Academy. Our 10-episode mission to rate and review and recap this show as best we can and fight off the trolls if they are not giving an actual valid criticism of the show. Yes, what's going on, everybody? Reporting live. We're back again. It's me and my friends, and we're talking Star Trek. Starfleet Academy, to be exact. Obviously, I am joined by the one and only, the lovely Ila Dax. What's going on, Ila in the house? We also got Bad Tie in the bed. What's going on, Bad Tie? And our form the head here. What's happening? It's your boy, the real Vince. You're not me. Hold on.
Don't do that.
And here we are. We're going to talk about episode 6, which starred one Paul Giamatti as Noose. What was it? Noose
Bracca.
Noose. All right, let them noose. And of course, we will be unpacking what we saw in this episode, talk about whether we liked it, loved it, didn't like it. It was decent. 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up. We're gonna go ahead and get into that. We're also going to be talking about our interview with the one and only Tawny Newsome. Hallelujah. And we will be giving y'all some clips. Here is just a sneak peek at her and her dog, which also did star heavily in the episode with Tawny. And then we're going to top all this off with a nice little bit of icing on the cake where we can chat on Ila Dax's very own date with the Klingon. Yes, that's right, everybody. Zyla went out with Jade and Kraag. You know what I'm saying? A night on the town, and you can read the look. I didn't make these words up. Listen, look at what she called. Look at what Kareem called Zyla, y'all. Look.
I'm crying.
Baby, thank you for coming through last night. Okay, baby, look at you. Miss Ila Dax. I want deets. I want them now. I want them live. I want them loud, and I need them. So let's go ahead and get into your night. But before we do that, let's do what we came to do, which is to review Trek. So, guys, let's go ahead, give our thumbs up, thumbs down. What are we thinking about this episode? I'll take this down in just a moment. Tell me how you feel about it, and we'll take it down in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I got 2 thumbs up on that. Oh, we got a mid. Somebody says mid. Wow, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little shocked.
I would lean a little bit. I would tilt it a little bit past the mid, more to the thumbs up. But there were some things we got to talk about.
Okay. Well, let's. I appreciate the honesty. We definitely want to get it in, and I'm sure there's some people that probably agree with you. But let's get a quick synopsis before we delve and unpack it. Let's get a quick idea, Zyla, as to what it is that you liked about this episode and why you gave it the thumbs up.
Yeah, well, we're back in the action, which is exciting. We're back in the sort of central plot of the season, and action there was, and just conflict, like heavy conflict. So I loved that, and I loved seeing the crew trying to problem solve together. You know, the cadets, the senior officers, even up to the admiral level. I loved seeing the interactions there. So that really sold the episode for me.
Yeah, I like that too. Good stuff. I'll go next since I'm positive as well. What I really loved is what I've been begging for this whole time, of course, which is conflict. I wanted them to bring back the conflict to the fold. And so immediately when I heard that Nuss was pulling up, I was like, all right, that's what's up. But I also liked the fact that they did actually include some of the elements about students being students. If you notice in this episode, they were going through some traumatic stuff. And for one of the first times in a Star Trek episode, one of the bridge members freaked out. And we'll talk about this a little later, but I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but one of the bridge members was like, oh my God, they killed him. And we, like, on most of the episodes we see, when somebody dies, they were like, he's dead. You know what I'm saying? And they just move about their business. Like this time, they was like and that to me was an indication of like showing the level of I don't want to say of a lack of experience for the Starfleet Academy crew as opposed to like a well-established veteran crew. So little things like that, a couple other things that I noticed, but bad time, man. Go ahead. Talk to us about your opinion on this and why you felt the way you did.
I mean, I genuinely liked the episode. I'm with you guys. I'm 100% for the action, for the conflict. It's just that I think that the reason I kind of went mid with it is because I didn't really like the new baddies. You know what I'm saying? That like the whole click in gave me alien Earth, energy, and you know what I'm saying, the clicks that they do, that click, 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 you know what I mean? That thing, it was giving me alien Earth energy, and I was just like that jump that for me. I guess because it's so recent, I was like, you get a mark for lack of creativity there. But then also the I don't know what the new monsters or I'm saying monsters, but new aliens, the Furies. Something also that kind of bothered me was that the smoke like in front of I was like. They probably would have been way more scary without the smoke, because I was like, there was moments when they turned and moved and the smoke kind of like went left, but their head was still right, and it was like I don't know. These are small critiques, obviously, and these are some of the things that I'm just kind of micro analyzing, I guess. But despite that, I think the episode was fairly great. It was fairly great. I'll say fairly great. And just outside of the little critiques that I gave, I just think that the episode overall was a good episode. Like clearly a good episode.
Fair. That's fair. I don't think that's unfair. I mean, it wasn't overwhelming like, say, when Picard first met the Borg and you were like glued to the seat, when Riker says Lieutenant Worf fire the deflector shield, and then you have to wait a whole nother season. Now, it wasn't that gripping, but what it did do was it reintroduced a central plot line so that we can actually get back to, because all these episodes, if you haven't noticed, they've been pretty episodic. Like they haven't had any tie to a main plot line, as entertaining as they have been. So I'd love to pick this completely apart, but I feel compelled to at least give one clip from our Tawny Newsome interview. And what better to do than to start us off with the most embarrassing moment of this interview, which is for when my father decided to show up at the I don't know, the right time, wrong time. I don't know. You tell me how this came across to the rest of the world. Let's chat. We'll have an official starting point, but I'm
all good.
My crib. He literally today, I'm gonna tell you the truth. He hit me up. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna stop by and pick up what you call." And in my head, I was like, "Yes, but I got something going on today." Like, and I get panic attacks. I get panic attacks. Really, I have really bad anxiety. So on the way, he's like, "I'm on the way." I'm like, "All right, I'm on the way. I gotta make sure everybody get the link." And then he shows up. He's like, "Yo, let him cook. Let him watch you." And now I'm like, "Oh my god!" And then Tony pops up. I'm like, "Oh my god, Tony's right there." And I'm like, "Oh my god."
This is a lot. This is a lot to just show up. You text on the way. You don't even text like a couple hours before.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. All I can say is I thank you, Ty, for the compliment.
I thank you, Mr. Taylor.
You watching Starfleet Academy, right? Okay, yeah. This is the young lady who.
That's my girl. I just saw you last week. Saw you. Yeah, that's Tony.
This is that moment, man.
What she look like? How come we got to have stuff on our face?
Yeah.
What? Well, she's a beautiful young lady. Very talented. She weak. Oh, look at her. All right, and we're gonna start a petition to get them to take that stuff off of you. You don't need to have that stuff on your face. My God.
All right. Yeah, all right. So that was kind of fun, I guess. Pops, pulled up, and appreciate y'all not making me feel like completely crazy about that, because I was
amazing. He's
like,
amazing.
oh my god, like, dude. But yeah, man, I think he enjoyed that. Another thing that I thought was pretty cool about this was we learned about, let's just say, Tawny's newfound friendship with Zyla, as now Zyla actually has a new follower.
It's nice to meet you. I started following you.
Oh my God. You don't know. I'm obsessed with you. It's such an honor.
I'm obsessed with you. You first popped up on my FYP with that dumbass Drake.
Oh my
Jake
God.
Sisko Drake. And I was like, this girl is so stupid. I love it.
Thank you. I was thinking about that and how at that time you were sitting on a secret. You were sitting on the secret when I was thinking about Jake Sisko.
A big secret. Yeah.
That's
I was like, oh, we've
funny.
got Jake Sisko content and she doesn't even know what's about to happen.
And what a dream. I'm so happy to talk to you and be here.
Me too.
Incredible episode. I'm living right now.
Yeah, Tawny was like visibly like really feeling like
I'm looking at it like I can't believe that was real.
Like you were so, smitten is the word I guess that keeps coming to mind. Like has you registered yet? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was happy to deliver the message to you that we were going to be in, and so like for you to actually interview who you were just talking about last week, like, oh my God, I can't believe like this week Tawny's gonna be writing the show, and I was like, ooh, I think I like this booking. So just talk
you
to
got
like,
my ass. I was so excited.
Can you just kind of walk us through what's going through your head at that moment, like while you're sitting there talking to I guess somebody that you really look up to?
Yeah, I really look up to Tawny. I mean, Beckett Mariner, when I watched that character, I felt so seen. Like in Star Trek, something I had already loved, but to see like a Black woman who is kind of a mess, and I relate. She's a mess, but she's also very competent, and she has all these internal struggles, but she still loves fun. She knows what to do when shit hits the fan. And yet she just, she's just trying to have a good life with her friends and process grief and all these different things. So I love that character, bad. And so to have found out that Tawny was writing the episode, that was Deep Space Nine, which was the start of my journey. Just felt like this combination of worlds. And I love her other work. She's so funny and like Space Force and other stuff. So just to be able to meet her, it felt like a lot. Like I was visibly overwhelmed, but it was just a really good moment for me. So thank you for letting me be in on that. That felt good.
We thank you. She didn't even look after she wasn't here for us. Like as soon as she was like, she didn't say hello to us or nothing. We was like, hey, Tawny. She was like, I follow you.
She was like,
no, literally, I'm texting my friends like, Tawny called me stupid, y'all. Tawny called me stupid. You guys are so happy.
Honestly, like, I mean, it's so thrilling that you're, I guess, kind of being in towards into this world that we're kind of in, and I hope you stay with us on this journey. But at the end of that like at the very end, I had to go, but y'all probably could have stayed, and I bet you, Tosh, you would have gave her the phone number. And they would have kind of, now I understand why you don't want to overstep, but we've learned like that quote unquote celebrities, when they like somebody, they cool. They open up, they like, hey man, hit me up. And they'll even be mad. They're like, why you ain't hit me up? You know so that happens. Ty, though, I'm wondering about you as well, man. I mean, you had a chance to have some questions asked of Miss Tawny Newsome. As a matter of fact, here's one of the things that you had an opportunity to ask Miss Tawny about.
Me, it's the best episode of this season thus far.
Thank you.
In terms of the writing, Sam is amazing. Let's start there. She is an amazing character. Anytime I see her on screen, that smile that lights up a room is evident. But that conversation, that monologue between her and Jake, that was it. I wonder, when you were writing this, were you conscious of the feelings and the emotions that you would cause people to tap into with this monologue? Because just an elder telling a young person that you matter. You are like that. Can you speak to that monologue in itself? Because I know that when you were writing this, you had to be thinking about the reaction of us.
Well, okay, so the first thing I have to say is a huge shouts to my co-writer Kirsten Beyer, who drove much of that scene at the end. She is in herself kind of the godmother of Trek. She was a novelist, a Trek novelist, and she has written so many episodes of Star Trek across every season in the modern era. And she really had a vision. I mean, we both knew that Jake wasn't just going to be this hologram in the museum and then disappear. We knew we needed to give him a big, meaty scene at the end. And so she really sketched out the first pass of that. I think I've said in a couple interviews, our original first draft of the script was 72 pages in a room where our mandate is like 48. So it was beefy. And what I was able to contribute to that is Sirach Lofton and I are very good friends, and I knew his vocal cadence, and I knew how, not that, you know, Kirsten is a mom, and so she has a very beautiful warmth, especially when writing older characters speaking to younger characters. She just has that natural, like, warm motherly quality. And then I think I brought some color to it, frankly, because I know how it sounds when our Black elders speak to us. I know how it's felt as a young girl talking to my uncles and my father's friends and folks like that. So it wouldn't be that scene without either of us. Like, I couldn't have injected so much of the beauty in it. And yeah, we needed each other for that, for sure.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'm curious about your interaction with Tawny specifically, Ty, because I know, just as you said in the interview, you know, you are being acclimated to Lower Decks, I think, even as we speak, and to more of Tawny's work. So, like, what was that like for you? You know what I'm saying? To be able to come into contact with somebody that sounds like you grew to like pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it was first of all, it was an amazing interview. She was very candid, very honest with all of her answers. And just kind of, you know, delving into the mind of a writer in terms of the projects that we as fans enjoy is interesting. And I think she answered the question to the best of her ability. And, you know, I came out of the interview feeling good about the interview, feeling good about, you know, her as an individual and as a person. And nothing's changed. I'm still watching Lower Decks. I'm still, you know, on another journey on DS9. So I'm, you know, I'm right now, I'm just packing my bags right now. Just packing them up.
You get them all packed. Yeah, man, get them packed, because we gotta go to the Star Trek cruise next year, probably. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start wrapping up our interview. I just want to make sure, oh my God, don't forget to like and subscribe us, YouTube, Instagram, all of that good stuff. And if you want to see the full interview, it's right on our YouTube page. It will be debuting this evening around 6 p.m. So make sure you guys go ahead and hit that notification button so you're right there when it goes live, where you'll get more questions. We only showing a little bit. The interview was down there an hour long, and her dog was pretty much the star of the show. If you watch, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I think she even made a guest appearance in this question that Zyla had for her. So here's one more thing that Zyla had to say, and check out what's going on in the background.
You know, you've done some talking about how you were able to, I mean, not single-handedly, you had an incredible team, but you brought the Cisco family back to us, which is so, I mean, we can't sing enough praise and thanks. So I was kind of wondering, you know, you said you were pounding the table, like, can you talk a little bit about what the resistance was? Like, why has this just happened now, you know?
Truly, yeah. And that was my question as well. Like, once I got into the writer's room, I went, okay, now it's like I pulled open a door and went, okay, now I'm back here. What's been going on? Why haven't we talked about this man or these people or this show at all? Mm-hmm. And what I found out, with all respect to, we have a lot of overlap in the Trek writers room. The SFA room has a lot of new writers, but there are people from Picard, there are people from Discovery. And with all respect to all of those writers who've written a lot of stuff in the modern Trek era, what I can say without breaking any confidences or throwing anyone under the bus, there was this feeling of, we don't know how to do it right, so we don't want to touch it.
Mm.
So it came from respect, but it was not, in my opinion, the right answer. Like, because I said, well, let's figure out how to do it right.
You said, everybody get off your ass. Let's not be lazy. No, just
let's just, like, I
we
appreciate wanting to
it.
be careful. I appreciate
Right.
wanting to respect Mr. Brooks's wishes. Like, everyone was like, he said he's coming back, and yet none of the modern shows have ever talked about him coming back. So that it sort of painted us into this canonical corner. And I said, well, let's punch a hole in a wall and get out of it, because we can't just never talk about him again. That's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
wow.
Well, it was so beautiful. And I can see how much the legwork would have been, intimidating, but I'm so glad. I know the fans are glad that y'all did it. So thanks.
Oh man, we're on a roll right here, man. I think that we're definitely getting the answers we wanted. But I will say this right quick, as we'll take a quick pause on the Tawny clips. Here's something you may not know. Who is Tawny's favorite Star Trek captain? Huh? Who's Tawny's favorite Star Trek captain? Don't answer that if you know the answer. If you want to know the answer, stick around and we'll reveal that on the way out, in addition to our final clip, which will be Tawny's message to the trolls out there that tend to pull up just to drop stupid comments because that's what your master told you to do. But for right now, let's go ahead and get back to Starfleet Academy, but not the show. I'm talking about the actual date night that we just had with Miss Zyla Trex. Miss Zyla, come on, man. We want deets. I told you we was gonna get the deets, so you gotta tell us everything, like from how you picked out your outfit, how you got there, which train did you take? Like, we want to know everything. I want all of the deets. Like, don't you spare not a nada, because we want them all, honey child.
Okay. Well, it was a great time. It wasn't a date. It was a wonderful time. I know. Let's see. So Kareem, the incredible Jayden, I truly met through Instagram, and people on Instagram and other socials probably know he's very interactive with the fans. Like, fans posts and like any comedy, he's in the comments, he's liking, he's sharing. And I know that we all as fans appreciate that. And so that's kind of how we started to like message, and he found out that I was based in New York. And he happened to be throwing like a screening for his episode for some of his New York friends and family. So he kind of was just very like, oh, you should come through. And I was like, honored, but I was trying to play cool. So I was like, okay, yeah. So yes, it was a little bit of an alien theme. So I had my girl do my space buns, come over for, so that was fun. And I went, and yeah, he just has an incredible community of people that he's clearly been cultivating for years. And you can tell in the character of Jayden, and just by him on his socials, like, he is just that kind of sweet person. And everybody who came, it was honestly not that many Trekkies. It was honestly just a lot of people who really supported Kareem, and just wanted to cheer him on for all the incredible work that he's doing through Starfleet Academy. So I walk in, I give him a big hug. He's so sweet. And then he's like, I'll be right back. And then, I'm not even lying, y'all, Paul Giamatti walks in the door. And I literally was like, hi. He goes, hi. I'm like, I know, but I didn't say that. I was like, trying to be very normal, trying to be so normal. And then Kareem comes over. He's like, Paul, you made it. And so I was just like very overwhelmed. I'm truly pretty socially awkward, and I mask it all right. But yeah, it was crazy. And so I got to actually just talk to Paul Giamatti for a little bit. And I was like, you're the perfect villain, you're doing your big one. And I got to sit next to him and watch episodes 4 and 5 of Starfleet Academy, and just about DS9 is his favorite episode, and so, his favorite series. So it was just nice to sit with him as a Trekkie and watch. And so that was really cool. And then Karim, I guess the last thing I'll say, he just really spoke to his community, friends and family, and was just saying like, it was really hard for me to play this role, the prosthetics. He had to do a lot of voice training, learn Klingon, you know, but he was really adamant that he would do it all over again because it was such an amazing experience. And he just seems really grateful to be part of the Trekkie community, which is just nice to hear as a fan. Like the people who put their time and soul and effort into it. And I know Karim really lifts up the makeup artist, the hairstylist. He really lifts all the behind the scenes people up who are working so hard on this show. And he really loves it. And I think that comes out through his performance. And so, yeah, it was just a cool night, out of body experience for me. I blacked out.
You blacked out.
It was a good time.
Yo, that's crazy. She met Paul Giamatti on the fly, and he just walks in. I wonder if he if he walked in just like this right here, like if he was like, rah, oh, hold on, this ain't it. Rah. I have arrived. I have arrived. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Paul Giamatti. I am the man from the end of the Spider-Man movie in the rhinoceros costume. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's dope. All right, so I got more questions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so how did you like when you walked in? Where's Kareem? You know, was it like? Did you know like how did that?
I came early because I was nervous and I was like, I need to get there before there's like a lot of people so I can be normal, you know? So thankfully there weren't that many people, and he was wearing, as you saw, the fit of all time, big polar bear, like white. And so he was not hard to find. And he was talking to somebody else, but I literally waited there because I was like, I need to just say hi. So I was nervous, but also his people, like, just friends, very sweet people. It was immediately like, hi, here's the drinks, it was not any weirdness. And I think that just speaks to how kind of a person he is and who he chooses to surround himself with. So, but yeah, I was waiting patiently to say hi.
Was it a movie theater format? It was
a venue that does a bunch of things, parties and stuff like that. So, but they put out folding chairs and projector kind of thing.
Did they serve drinks?
Yes, I just like wine. It wasn't like a crazy type of event. It was like a sip type of event.
Okay. Did all right? I mean, my mind. I'm vicariously living through you in this event. So I'm like, all right. So did he appear to have a clique, like a bestie clique, like that was his main clique? It sounds like this may have been like a self-made motive, his own event where he's able to kind of spend some time with people that enjoy the things like he does and also enjoy him and celebrate with them and not be there to like throw any negativity on the vibe.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm just wondering, like, because he's enigmatic. I can't really, like, I don't know him, but you've gotten closer to him, so there's so many things that I wish hopefully we get a chance to ask him. But yeah, like just him as a person. I mean, just I don't know. You know what?
Yes, I hear you. No, I hope he can come on the show. And I know they're doing filming and stuff at the moment, but I will say that he definitely shouted out his besties who really supported him through the process. Because I'm sure, I'm not an actor, but on a production that big, it's just overwhelming, especially all the things you have to learn about Trek. Like, and so he definitely shouted out his besties for holding him down, which was really sweet to see. But it does seem like he just, he makes friends all over. It was a lot of people who was like, I know him through this, I know him through that. Like lots of creative people. New York is a vibe, so I think it was a lot of that. But just it was everyone was really sweet, and it seemed like he's just made friends all over the place.
So can you just imagine the week that Zyla's having? She was on Kelly Clarkson like a week ago, you know what I'm saying, and had to keep that on the NDA. And then a few days later, she meets Tawny Newsome, who she's gushing about. Tawny follows her and comments. Yeah. And then a few days later, she gets handpicked out of the millions of followers I mean, I know they might not all be on Instagram, but of Star Trek, to come and meet personally one of the current stars of the show that she loves so much. Like, she's just on a whole cloud right now. Like, to be you at this moment in time. Hey, listen, Basket, take it on in, because it ain't always gonna be like this. Hallelujah.
Right. Period.
This series only got 4 more episodes. We got 4 more episodes. But we do have another season coming on the way, so I think that's pretty cool. Well, let's go ahead and get back to the episode, guys. Discuss a little bit more of this, if you don't mind, and then we'll wrap with a couple of our final clips. Don't forget, we do have the live Tawny Newsome interview airing tonight, so make sure you guys click it, tune in. If it's your first time checking us out, make sure you like, subscribe, and check us out next time as well. Couple things I've got on my notes, guys, for this week's episode. So are any forgive me for asking this, I should have known this already, but do y'all Voyager? Did y'all Voyager? Okay, so these furries, which, by the way, not the most intimidating name. I mean, it's furries. I can think of, there's a whole other convention for those, but we ain't gonna get into all that. So in this one, they remind me, Zyla, of the Vidians, the what are they called? The Vidians.
Oh, yeah.
So for those unfamiliar, the faces of the Vidians, they have this disease called the phage. I think it is. It's the phage. Yep. And it makes all of their inside parts look like they're on the outside. And let me tell you, the Vidians did one of the creepiest things I've ever seen happen. And maybe this is a spoiler, Ty, so maybe let me just go ahead and get you with the spoiler alert real quick. But Ty, I hope you still watch Voyager at some point in time. But let me just paint this picture for you real quick. The Vidians had kidnapped B'Elanna Torres, who was the half Klingon, half human engineer on Voyager. And the Vidian that had her in the chair thought she was proof. She's like, "Oh, you're a handsome Klingon or whatever." And she was like, "Get away from me!" And he's like, I know why you don't like me. It's because of my hideous, grotesque face. But don't worry, I'll do something about that. So they had about 6 or 7 of them kidnapped, Ty, and they took the one with no last name. You know how that goes. The one person who goes on the trip was like, I don't think he's gonna make it. So they took him, and he's like, okay, it's okay. I think Paris. I think Paris was like, no, take me. He's like, no, he's like, yeah, it's okay. So he goes with him, and then next thing you know, B'Elanna Torres is back in the chair, and the same dude comes up, but he has a human face plastered over his face. And he's like, do you like me now? I have one of the faces that he skinned the face off of her crew member and put it on his face, thinking she was gonna be like, "Oh my God, what you been moisturizing?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I'm so sorry I said something. Like, if I had known you had this side of you, like, so that is who they kind of reminded me of, because it was like, "Oh, we're gonna eat them," and all. I mean, they just kind of look like that. By the way, one of the creepiest episodes, the Vidians, they're nasty, nasty. I don't think they get enough play in the Star Trek villain universe. So when I saw them, that's kind of what I thought. But let me tell you what I like the most about this. I like the fact that it was a misdirection. I like the fact that they led us to believe that, Nuss is here to help us out. Like the fact that this was all premeditated, that they actually outwitted Nahla. That, to me, bro, that is a formidable foe, Ty. Am I wrong? Like, don't you want the dude sat there and laughed in her face countless time after countless time, sat there and said, "Oh, you're gonna need my help." Even at one point in time, he was like, "Oh, okay, all right, fine." But it was all leading into his plan. Ty,
are you talking to me about it?
Yeah, Ty, yeah. You're a guy that I consider a bit of a villain aficionado. Doesn't this kind of make the villain a bit more intriguing, or what say you?
Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. He's highly intelligent, and the funny part about it is, like, when you first encounter him in the very first episode, he doesn't seem that intelligent. Like,
right.
Everything, like, but he said, like, he's had time to, the teacher was her by getting him locked up and getting him to hate her so much that he bettered himself. He made himself more formidable. So yeah, I love the idea of him being the big bad. It's giving like Wrath of Khan. It's giving that type of formidable foe, where it's not just that he just will destroy everything. He has a systematic plan to the things that he's gonna do. So yeah, I'd love to see that. That wasn't necessarily my favorite part of this episode. My favorite part was the moment that I've been waiting for, that came a lot sooner than I had hoped, which was the Jean Grey moment. That moment that that moment, I was like, oh snap, it's about to happen. And then when it happened, I was like, that was okay. I was expecting more. I was expecting more. I really was, because like the way it was set up, where she's like, you're not gonna, when she told him, you're gonna hate me after this or something, but you're never gonna talk, whatever. I didn't understand that after it happened. I was like, well, I would understand him hating you if you did to him what you did to your daddy. Then like if he's like comes out of this not being able to talk, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, then yeah, that makes sense. But destroying the enemies that are about to kill us, I didn't get that reference when she was like, you're gonna hate me after this, and I just didn't understand that. But but outside of that, the moment itself was what I've been waiting for, was for that moment where she loses control and then people die, and that's what happened. We got that moment. I just was expecting it to be like, if they would have just like, come on, we're in Star Trek at this point. People can explode. People can you know what I'm saying? Like, and it looks better. It does. It looks better on screen when heads is popping or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I was waiting for that moment, that head pop moment. You know what I mean? Like yo. So when they just died, I was like, all right, cool. She's more like, I compared her to Jean Grey, but she's more like Canary. You know what I'm saying? In that moment. So it kind of dumbed down the whole thing. I was like, oh, this good sound.
I that's actually perfect, Zyla. I was about to say to Ty, like, I think that first of all, I don't necessarily think that we've seen her at her most powerful. I think that what we saw was a glimpse of her capabilities, but I don't think we saw her go full Phoenix Force just yet. What do you think, Zyla? I think
I'm with both of you. I'm with Ty in that. I'm like, why would he hate you after that? You saved his life. You're cooler than ever. Like, I don't know. It seemed like there should have been another stakes in there. Like, she hurt everyone around, I was expecting that. Like, if she really can't control it, then how is she able to just kill the people she needed to kill? I guess that was my thing with it, even though it was really cool. But yeah, in my mind, I don't think this is like the end of, I think this is just a glimpse of what she's capable of. But that being said, I loved the fact that everybody got to show off a little bit. I like that, those types of episodes where the crew has to use all their different abilities to get shit done in a life or death way. So I liked seeing Genesis on the bridge doing the needle in the haystack thing, and I liked, the diplomats doing their thing in the office, in Chancellor Ake's office in that front. I was so sad when Bobby the woman died. I was actually really sad about that, because I was like, oh, I actually like, it's like I finally like this character in a way where I'm rooting for him and he's not like a bully. And the way that him and Caleb were working together, Sam doing her thing as a hologram, I loved all of that. And then when he died, I was like, oh, and I think it's also a little bit different because they're young. Like, we see deaths in Star Trek all the time, but the fact that it's like, oh, they're like at their prime, they're not even hitting their prime, and the bodies are hitting the floor. I'm like, oh, this is a show. This is a show. So that was kind of my favorite part to see.
Well, I mean, not only that he died, but he was killed. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they'll die, but he was killed. This one was killed. You know what I'm saying? Like he was stabbed. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, that's the whole thing. But let me speak to the first of all, I think that I hope you don't hate me after this was because of his overreaction to what happened after their little sesh that morning when he was in his mind and he saw the little teddy bear or whatever it was. And he's like, what are you doing to my head? You have no right. You have no right. It's like, dude, do you know what we just did? Like, what we just did might have been a little more personal than me seeing your little teddy bear or whatever. But yeah, so I think that maybe she probably read that in a manner that that's a move out of my book. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a married man. If my wife, you know what I'm saying, like it's low key like passive aggressive. You know what I'm saying? You know, my wife comes and be like, "Can you cut the music down?" I'm like, "All right, fine. I'll cut it all the way off." Next thing you know, like I'll never play no more music ever. You know what I'm saying? She'll be like, "You want to play the music?" No, because it might be too loud. You know what I'm saying? It's like you'll be like, "All right, well, fine. I ain't gonna mess with your head no more. I'm about to save your life, and I hope it don't make you mad." You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta see what she like. I hope we still cool after this. But let me speak to what it is. So I thought about that too. Like the reason why only the furries, one of our viewers has corrected me and said it's furries, like furies. All right, furies. Sorry, William. Thank you for the correction. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Mike. Mike, he wants this to be the boys. He wants her to be Homelander. Like he's trying to make her into the deep. Like, he's trying to turn us into the
Why not?
I ain't mad. Why not? So let's break down what happened in this episode, right? So when the Furies were on the ship, they took everybody hostage, and that's when we had to hit up Nusbraka. But in Nusbraka's in an attempt, I guess, to try to show that he's going to give up some info, he exposed that they were sensitive to sound, right? That was their weakness. So when she did ultimately release her power, it only impacted the Furies because that was their weak spot. But to Ty's point, it wasn't through telepathy as much, rather than through signal and a sound, some sort of wavelength, right? So that to me says she simply used or exerted the energy necessary to defeat this type of foe. What happens when the foe is even more dastardly? What happens when the foe she actually got to go up in their mind? Remember, her brother was sitting there like, "Yo, look, man, I know we betazoids and all, but this chick right here, yo, this chick right here, you know what I'm saying?" And she done took the thing out. So I get the sense that over the course of the next few episodes, since this thing has now been removed, we might start to see some of the impact of her inability to control what goes on around her as a betazoid with the powers that she has. And then I think we may, dare I say, maybe, just maybe, seeing some of those big moments that Ty wants to see where she goes full Phoenix on a motherfucker.
Well, Vince, she's in critical condition as the episode is over. Like she's in critical condition. There was a lot of things also really quick that I wanted to point out. One of the things was, did you guys notice that when they first got on the ship, well, right before they got on the ship, Caleb was playing with that button on his thing that makes that gives you like some type of
electromagnetic
shielding,
yeah.
like some type of it was something that could help them breathe, because remember they needed to get the life support system online in a certain amount of time, or they failed the test. Well, when he got the life support thing online, did you notice that everybody pressed their button to take their suit off except him? He never had his on.
Oh, wait,
He never.
Right? No, I thought he did.
No, he didn't. I went back and watched it. I went back and watched it a couple of times. Everybody pressed their button
right there, right?
Yeah, he did that in there. But when they fixed the life support system, he was the one fixing it. And when he went to fix it, everybody pressed their button to release the suit. He didn't.
Mhm.
So I have a theory
Mm.
as to why old girl is so attached to Caleb. I think Caleb is a Landolite. The same thing that she is. I think he is. I think Caleb. Listen, there was another thing that was done in this episode, and it was actually said before it was done. So the Vulcan who died, before he died, Caleb asked him a question about the greater good and the few and everything like that, and he said something to the degree of, the benefit of the greater good or something. You know what he said. But then he said, or the one. He ended it with or one, and he gave his life for Caleb. And I'm wondering if they know something about Caleb that Caleb doesn't know about Caleb. And that's what I'm saying. Like there was a clear message in that movement for him. He had no reason to jump in front of that phaser and take that phaser for Caleb. Because think about this. In terms of position and where we stand, we're both students at the same school. That's where we stand. We're not brothers, we're not cousins, we're not of the same race. There's no reason outside of love or something else. And this is a Vulcan who doesn't do love, but does logic. So that wasn't a logical move by a Vulcan in that moment, unless you know something about this individual that said individual doesn't know about itself, and how the importance of Caleb and how it pertains to the story. So those are two things that I'm starting to like really pick up on, because when what's the big bag? What's his last name? Brock. Yeah. When he was talking to her, he referred to Caleb as her son. He said, "You sent your son over there." He did. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't blink. Like, that's one thing. She was cold, stone. She was like, everything you're saying is true. I was reading her eyes, and she was like, you have not told a lie yet, sir. Like, you have not told a lie. I got to deal with all of this right now. But yes, you're not lying about anything you're saying. And I really feel like at some point in the story, we're going to find out that old Caleb is a Landolite just like her, and is going to live for thousands and thousands of years.
Yo, listen, man. I'm gonna keep it real. I wasn't rocking with you at first, but you ended strong. I was like, oh, and then he was, okay, I get it. All comes back home. I'm with you on that. He definitely leaned into the sun. I would take a little bit of an issue with the Vulcan, the death sacrifice part, in that the only argument I have against it is that he did go to the war college. All right. And in the war college, I would assume that they're probably taught to protect the innocent, or, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not, but that is a hella good theory that this dude is more than what he really knows, because one thing we do know is that we don't know who his daddy is. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if I'm not mistaken, Nahla, the captain, and she re-emphasized it this episode, she said she's only half Lanthanite. Right? So he don't have to be full Lanthanite to be able to live for so many years. Right now, we know who his mom is, but now I would assume that they got some sort of 23andMe or something like that. That they probably should know that by now. But who knows? You know what I'm saying? But who knows? We'll stay up for another day. I want to big up one of our viewers right now, Thobika Lee. I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. But she did give the right quote. This is a quote: "The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one." I was racking my brain, and I want to say that's Janeway.
It's a Spock quote. Spock.
Okay, it's a Spock. Yeah. Oh, damn. And matter of fact, I feel like an idiot. I think I just watched that episode too. But yeah, Spock definitely. That is a Vulcan saying. And I think that's why he said in the quote, he said, a very famous first officer. He didn't even say a very famous first officer. And he was referring to Kirk. Shout out to Thobeka Lee for bringing that comment. Baby, come on, pull up, man. Hit that subscribe. I would love to see you in here.
Spockity Spock. I love it.
Spockity Spock. My bad. You like, oh, man, God, trying to tell your pussy. Them goddamn, you know, it's Spock in this bitch. I want to say what's up to my homegirl, Bree. I'm assuming that's Bree because I know Bree handles the wheel a lot when it comes to Pink Riot. Tell Keisha I said what's up, and we're going to be hitting y'all soon because we need y'all to read us books because we don't read them ourselves. I'm just playing. Yeah, man, that's awesome. So a lot was taken away in this episode. We have a dead, and I want to second this real quick before we wrap up. Zyla, you were on to something when you were talking about the fact that Bobby
I think so. Yeah.
And Bobby isn't one of the, I mean, I don't know if you would consider him quote unquote one of the core cast members, but he's been reoccurring for the last few episodes, kind of like the little Romulan girl that they also had. But I think that it was very smart for them to off somebody. You correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not trying to knock old boy. You know, I'm happy that he got a role and everything. But I think that it was a good idea for us to have some loss. I know Ty agrees with me because me and you, we on the same tip. But you got to kill somebody. You know?
They got a couple people. They get not only just like because we're doing it at a micro level. They took out a whole station. A whole space station. Like they were talking about the body. He was like, yeah, so many bodies. Like there was so much death on this episode. Like, yeah, that we did not see because they didn't show the actual attack. But the Admiral said it in his words. He said at such and such a thing, 50, and they were able to hold out for 18 minutes. And then after that, they destroyed the space station. They killed all of those people. So like, oh my God.
Yeah, two things. First of all, wow. Okay. First of all, I mean, like the moment that they shot at the ship that came in, it was like, oh, all they was trying to do was lure that one ship away. But I want to say this to piggyback on top of you, Ty, on top of your statement. I think there was a very big missed opportunity here to show the true enormity of this casualty of the tragedy here, right? They spoke about the bodies, but we didn't see the bodies, right? They spoke about how many people died, but we didn't get to see how many people. They spoke about the destruction of so many, but we didn't get to see. I think that has a huge impact on your audience of the viewership. It kind of reminds me, and I know this is sacrilege to talk Star Wars when you're talking Star Trek, but it kind of reminds me of when Andor was when Princess Leia was right there with Vader, and they blew up the planet. Oh my God, I can't believe the planet is escaping me for right now. Somebody will type me up, and then you don't really feel for it. You're like, okay, they just blew up a planet. But then when they redid it, they actually showed people looking up and seeing the beam coming down, and then you actually saw people like scatter like over. Like there's a big difference when you actually get to see the death. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just knowing that it happened. So a little bit of a missed opportunity, Star Trek, but it's okay. We know you only got so many minutes. All right, but we got 3 more episodes. We expect a little bit. All right, cool. So I think we successfully picked a good chunk apart of that episode. Oh, what's Ty, you about to say something?
Well, I was just going to say, just because we're pointing out every the things, there was another Discovery reference. We just so we know Discovery is in existence. We know that Burnham could pull up at any moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's out there in the East Coast. When he said Discovery is on, I was like, oh, so are they coming? Are they on their way?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there is a lot to look forward to, man. I mean, if this is what I think it is, which is a live action version or a mix of their lower deck, where Starfleet Academy becomes the tool that connects all of these different platforms, and we start getting a Burnham that pulls up. We start getting a Cisco who they come out of hiding after the flowers have been given. I mean, because because and I'm not saying hiding, and but that doesn't sound bad. But I'm saying like it may be enough to make Cisco say, you know what, they still fuck with me. They still fuck with me hard. You know what I'm saying? And I might just pull up on them just to be like, bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we can wish, man.
We can wish, we can hope.
We can wish.
Yeah, but I wouldn't hold your breath. But you do bring up a really good point by mentioning Discovery, because our most recent guests, one Ila Dax, was seen on the set with a Michael Burnham.
Period.
And I wonder what Michael Burnham was doing on set. Interesting.
I'm speculating.
I mean,
speculate a little.
The Admiral said that Brock is the number one. He has just went on the number one of America's top most wanted. He is at the number one. He said they are not going to. They can't sleep. I remember his way. He said, "We're not sleeping until we." I said, "Oh shit!" He said, "We're not sleeping till we find this motherfucker." So that means all hands on deck. That means Discovery, you are on call. If we make that call, you better be here.
Okay. Yeah, and don't forget, oh man, I get so mad at Michael Burnham for destroying the Red Angel. I still don't. I mean, I get why they did it with the writing and all that, but I still don't understand why. But anyway, Michael Burnham definitely did pull up to the set and gives me another excuse to play another Tawny clip for those that are just joining us. Yes, we did have the privilege of being able to interview the lovely Tawny Newsome just a few days ago, and we got to ask one of our favorite questions of the lovely Tawny Newsome, which is where my homeboy Ty says, hey, well, you know what? Why don't we let her answer her own question and let my man Ty answer? And I wonder if y'all are going to be happy with the answer. Let's talk about it.
This is the fun part of the show. We have this ongoing argument here on the show of who we think the best captain is in all of the iterations. And so we're going to ask you to lend your voice to these top 5 captains, whoever they are, in order, starting at number 5. Go.
Wait, time out. All right, we have a couple of viewers at the moment. I want to give a couple of our viewers just an opportunity to guess real quick. What do y'all think Tawny's favorite captain was? Who do y'all believe it may have been? Let's go down the list. All right, you got Archer of Enterprise. You've got Captain Kirk of the original, well, I guess you could say of the original Star Trek series. Yes. You've got your boy Pike of Strange New Worlds. Okay, you've got Captain Janeway of Star Trek Voyager, of course. You've got Michael Burnham, of course, of Discovery. I mean, I could go on. You
got Jean-Luc Picard.
Of
the Next Generation.
You want to get deep into it? Then Sulu at one point in time captained the ship. So, who do y'all think she said? All right, Michael Nassis said she said it's Picard. Thobika, which I'm probably butchering your name, said there's got to be Cisco. Interesting. She said I'm hoping for the table. All right, well, let's before the viewers get a little violent, let's go ahead and reveal what it is that Miss Tawny said. Who is Miss Tawny's favorite captain of all time? Well, oh, sorry, it was the wrong button. Here it is.
What are we doing? It's what are we doing? The top 5?
Top 5.
Can they all be Captain Benjamin Lafayette Cisco? All 5?
Oh, yes! Thank you! Come on! Thank you!
There is no ranking. There is no ranking.
Wow.
If Deep Space Nine didn't exist, I don't think I would be a Trekkie. I love the other shows, but it's what brought me in. It's what keeps me in.
Yeah.
And it's largely due to Ben Sisko's performance or Avery Brooks' performance. So yeah, all 5.
Yo, unanimous. He was unanimous.
Thank you.
All 5 captains are Benjamin Sisko. All right, that's a first, bro. I ain't gonna lie, but she definitely is one away into my heart, fam. He want me to say Picard so bad, Tony.
I don't want you to say anything. I don't want her to say. I want her to say what.
If you're enjoying what you're hearing, the full interview will be debuting this evening. So make sure y'all tune back on in so you can see what else she told us. There's a few things she told us, like she did explain to us why you didn't actually see Captain Sisko in the show. And I think you'll actually understand once you see what she says. She also talked about whether she did or didn't like being in the makeup chair, which, as you know, she was a voice actor and then she was just on the show. And now this is the first time when she's actually in a full thing of makeup. Pop quiz. How much time did she spend in the makeup chair? Report back to base at 0800 with the answer, and we'll be able to give you a passing grade or not. And make sure y'all tune in to us, as this Saturday we'll be talking on the New Blurred Order about many things, including the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, a little bit more Wonder Man. We may even bring up this interview a couple more times since Tony was nice enough to join us, and plenty more. So make sure y'all stay tuned in. I'm your boy, the Real Biz Taylor. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here along with the homie Bad Ty and the homie Tony. Zyla. I'm trying to talk. Zyla, or should I just call her Kareem's bestie? All right, because we know this is Kareem's best friend. Right?
Hey, that's Tawny's bestie. That's Tawny's bestie.
Tawny and Kareem's bestie. Like, this gonna be, next thing you know, it's gonna be her in this picture. Like, she gonna be in the background somewhere. Like, yo,
exactly.
One time for Zyla. Zyla, you win the week, yo. You win the week. Like, look at you.
Sure.
Yo, we've been so awesome. So please like, subscribe. Tawny even gave us a shout out. Check that out. But as I say, continue to be your authentic self. If you ain't being yourself, you being fake. And ain't no honor in that. And all things, if you a geek, let that geek flag fly. And that's how we normally end the show. But today we're going to let Tawny end the show, because Tawny has a message for the trolls, for the folks who want to come out because they've been told by their favorite politician or whatever that it's cool to trash Trek because it doesn't look like what you want it to look like. And what Tawny taught us in a moment of candidness is that this is a Star Trek tradition. And unfortunately, these new cast members are facing something that is not atypical to Star Trek, but since they're younger, it may impact them more. But Tawny, talk to us about how you think that they should actually react and respond to these fools out there. Please speak. Trek is hereditary, Tawny. Do you? Oh, is no different. However, every iteration of Star Trek, even Star Trek The Next Generation, believe it or not, has faced hella adversity. Starting from the very beginning, what's that black woman doing on the bridge? There's always been some sort of pushback. And this Starfleet Academy is no different. However, in this modern day and age, they're being incited and encouraged to speak down or look down on inclusive casts and inclusive plot lines. Can you speak to the Trek new cast members that we love so much, like Carice and Sandro and everybody, as to how to deal with the adversity that comes along with the Star Trek franchise, knowing that they'll try to hate it before they love it?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, the unfortunate thing is that our new cast is entering into a long tradition of this same thing happening with every Trek show. Every Trek show goes through this, like you said. What's doubly unfortunate, I feel, is this is the first time we have such a majority young cast. And I think that it's one thing to talk shit about Lower Decks because, you know, when Lower Decks came out, we got a bunch of hate, but we were all grown adults with full long careers. God.
Right.
Just destroying things in the background. With interrupting the serious thing I'm trying to say. We had full long careers and we could take it. Whereas with these young people, I'm like, this is some of their first time being seen by this many people. This is some of their first time having their work scrutinized, having their bodies and their image scrutinized. And I would just hope that some of these adults, these full adult men would maybe remember what it felt like to be 23 or 24, or imagine maybe what their daughters or children deal with in their young 20s, their early 20s. And just wonder if you really need to be making those comments. So I know you told me to speak to the cast, but I immediately switched and spoke
No.
the people directing comments at them, because I'm just like, you're going to be a whole grown ass 50-year-old adult and talking to young people this way. What?
Right.
Get it together.
What, man?
All right, let me figure out. I'm here. I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
What did you do? It's awkward, man.
All right, it's awkward. All right.
What are you doing, man?
Hi guys, it's Amanda Christine here, and I love the New Blurred Order. You guys should watch it.